Welcome back, Commander. My name's Tim, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you shouldn't cure the Genophage. If this is your first time here, I make videos on Mass Effect, and I already have lots to choose from on my channel, so make sure you check them out once you finish this one. During the events of Mass Effect, you learn all about the Solarian-made virus, distributed by the Turians to put an end to the Krogan rebellions. Known as the Genophage, the virus suppresses fertility rates. You see, the Krogan can reproduce at an exponential rate, and before I go any further, I must warn you, there will be spoilers ahead. You still with me? Okay, great. So during the events of Mass Effect 3, you get the option to cure the Genophage, restoring the Krogan to breed an unstoppable army and help the Turians defend Palaven from the Reapers. But what if this isn't such a great idea? Here are 5 reasons why you shouldn't. I love Rex. He's one of my favourite companions, and he's got one of the best character arcs in the series. And although you could argue he's a reason for curing the Genophage, I mean, after all, he is championing peace and bringing the clans together, he knows full well that it's not the Genophage that's killing this Krogan. Speaking to him in Mass Effect 1, he has this to say.
The Genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the Genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that.
You could argue that it only takes one to make a difference, and if Rex doesn't try, then no one will. And at this point, Rex is just one Krogan. Yes, he has the support of females, but the Krogan are warriors. They're not settlers or scientists, not anymore. They fight because that's what they know, and that's what they're good at. In Mass Effect 3, speaking with Garrus, he has a stark warning for Rex's possible future.
And let's hope Rex keeps running the show on Tuchanka. Maybe we should hire a food taster for him. Imagine the carnage if someone like that brother of his, Reeve, took over.
It could happen.
I know, it's a chance we have to take, but I have to say, if it wasn't my own world that needed the help, I might have taken that Solarian deal.
The reason Rex is made leader is to play with your emotions. You'll have a connection with him from Mass Effect 1. You'll want to help him. But if Rex dies at the hands of his enemies, then you'll be leaving the Krogan right back at the point of the Krogan rebellions, from their personal history. But I'll talk more about that in just a moment. When arriving on Tuchanka in Mass Effect 2, you get to see firsthand the devastation. The planet has been obliterated by nuclear war. Initially, Shepard thinks this is because of the Genophage. I mean, it would make sense, right? Fertile female Krogans become so rare that civil war breaks out and the planet is destroyed from within. However, that isn't the reason why Tuchanka lies in ruins. The Krogan homeworld was actually destroyed by the Krogan. This much is true, yet they did this to themselves long before the Genophage was inflicted on them. When the Krogans split the atom, they created a nuclear winter due to their aggressive nature and lust for war. It would be this trait in the Krogans that the Solarians would exploit in order to stop the Rachni Wars. The nuclear war that had sent the Krogans underground to avoid the radiation, and so the Solarians uplifted the Krogan, giving them advanced technology and relocated them to a planet not cursed with lethal levels of radiation. Once the Rachni Wars had been won, the Krogan flourished and began to expand due to their high birth rate, and they spread throughout the galaxy. Females are known to produce in clutches of up to 1,000 fertilized eggs over the course of a year. When the Krogans demanded more space and cut out other races from their own homeworlds, the Council stepped in, and so began the Krogan rebellions. Another war for the Krogans to fight. Due to the Krogans' ability to reproduce so quickly, they almost dominated the galaxy. This is why the Genophage was introduced in the first place, to stop the mass breeding. Not to wipe them out, just to control their numbers.
If the Krogan are so dangerous, why not just sterilize them outright?
Not a war criminal, not a murderer, genocide, unnecessary. Krogan as a whole, violent, aggressive, still have outliers, worth saving. Genophage modification protected galaxy, allowed Krogan chance to survive. Everyone wins, good for us, good for them.
War is in the Krogan's blood. War is what the Krogans live for, and war is what will happen once the Reaper threat is dealt with. Looking at this from a story perspective, the Solarians are more technically minded. Remember, you're building a giant superweapon and you'll need the best mind on the project. Hackett has already told you that the Reapers cannot be defeated by conventional means, and that's exactly what the Krogan are. The Solarians have some of the best scientific minds in the galaxy, and don't forget they've also invented the Genophage. If you cure it, the Dalatras will pull the full support of the Solarians. Is that worth taking? And once the Reaper War's over, who are the Krogan want to take revenge on? Speaking to Morden, he informs you that he worked an upgraded version of the Genophage. This was because the Krogan were adapting to it. The birth rates were starting to increase. Remember, the Genophage isn't designed to wipe out the Krogan, just limit the numbers at which they can reproduce.
Genocide unnecessary. Krogan as a whole, violent, aggressive, still have outliers, worth saving. Genophage modification protected galaxy, allowed Krogan chance to survive. Everyone wins. Good for us, good for them.
The Krogan need to learn that war isn't the answer to everything. They destroyed themselves once and got a second chance. Then they went on to wage war again when they expanded too quickly. And if this cycle keeps going, it's just going to repeat itself until they go extinct. Instead of curing the Genophage, the Krogan should rebuild and start over. Someone like Rex is perfect to lead this new Krogan ideology. As they evolve to the Genophage, their outlook will be different. No longer will they want to kill everything and each other and appreciate what chance they've been given. The Genophage doesn't get modified, and the Krogan can rebuild on a new planet, allowing time to change their perspective on their past and their future, so future generations won't make the same mistakes. So in a previous video I got quite a few comments about how the war assets between the Geth and the Quarians. Now I don't think I really explained myself, as I was looking at that decision from a purely story perspective and not making it gamey. My intention was to do the same for this video, but I know some people do actually like to see what the war assets they get, and it actually supports my position in this case. So, the Solarian First Fleet's military strength is 150 points, while Clan Erdnot and Rex with the Krogan mercenaries and Grunt come out to be a total of around about 550, with a couple of side missions too. Oh, wait, that's not right, is it? Well, if you ignore every other point I've made in this video, then yes, Rex as leader of the Krogans gives you more war assets. But if Reeve is the leader, and you trick him into believing the Genophage is cured, he doesn't actually find out your betrayal like Rex will, and this will give you 470 war assets. Well, Rex is still higher, I hear you say. True, but you'll also get the Solarian support on top of that, which is the extra 150, giving you a total of 620 war assets. With the threat of war, the Krogan's failure to change their attitude, and the increased birth rate back on the table, it really doesn't look good for the Krogans. I love Rex, he's one of my favourite companions, and he has one of the best character arcs in the series, but the best thing you can do for Rex, and for the Krogans, is to shoot him on Virmire. To see 5 mistakes every pure Paragon makes, click the links on screen now. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and a big thank you to all of my supporters, including Nerdy Dude. And I'll see you next time. Commander.